I know that this is being uploaded, or at least it should be, future me, after Series 11 has finished it, but I'm going to film this first segment after Episode 6. Oh, and hey, what's up guys, it's probably not my favorite YouTuber here. Welcome to my quick review of Series 11. I've watched up to Episode 6. Episode 7 is airing this weekend when I'm filming this. I know that future me is probably all out for you guys, but, you know. I was inspired to do this now because I'm literally, like, in the process. I'm 4 minutes into He Who Moans video on Arachnids in the UK. That's where he's up to at this point that I'm filming this. And I have to agree with him. I miss Moffat. I'm sorry guys. I really am not liking this season. Like, at all. Like, Episode 1 I thought was fine because it was getting into the groove. Like, you know, I felt like, you know, this is the first, it's a new Doctor, and I was satisfied because I felt like it was the new show. I mean, yeah, I find it kind of weird the Doctor just falls from that great of a height and then just shrugs it off as if it were nothing, but I do know that it's from, you know, Time Lords have super healing, 10th Doctor regrowing his hand. I get that, I just felt like she could have been, like, at the very least a little bit hurt, but whatever, the 4th Doctor chopped a brick with his hand. But, and she was wearing his past Doctor costume, she referenced the past one, she was lying there, regeneration. I thought it was cool because they were referencing the older show. They were showing this is still the same show, the same ideas. Chris Chibnall still knew what he was doing. Not to mention that I was really just kind of on my hands and knees that they weren't going to say that all white men are evil. I'm sorry, okay? I'm going to reword what I said here. What I originally said was that women don't face any discrimination, which is obviously not true. I said that without thinking. I'm sorry, my brain is flawed, I'm not perfect, and I apologize. Instead, what I meant to say is that men also feel a level of discrimination which is largely ignored. From what I've seen, 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 from what I've seen. Shut up! Everyone always tells me like, oh, you're male, so you always complain about food, blah, 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 blah. But I don't go around saying that black people are privileged. I know very well they are. I also don't go around saying that homosexuals are privileged, because I know very well they aren't. And I know that in like a country on the other side of the planet, women have just gotten their driver's license. But, I don't know, like, just make, like, I think this is just pure fact. If you hit a man, like, yeah, it's bad, but if you hit a woman, it's somehow 100 times worse. I'm sorry if I'm offending people, but please, leave in the comments calmly, and we can discuss this, okay? Like civilized people. And I was just so happy that Episode 1 didn't go all in. And I was saying, like, you know, having a white man as one of the many different races and different genders companions was great. And then people were all like, oh, diversity is great because the guy is elderly. And I'm like, then Episode 2 came in, and holy crap, that was freaking boring. He even said that that episode would have worked as a 4-part historical, as a 4-part classic Doctor, like a 4th Doctor adventure. In which case, yeah, I can definitely see it as a 4th Doctor adventure. The only problem is that when I watch classic Doctor Who, I know that no matter how bad it is, I'm going to keep watching it because I know it gets better. I know that it connects somehow. But when I'm watching this, I'm like, is this even still the same show? At least they mention that the TARDIS has a universal translator, but the Doctor says that they just get one in them if they don't have it. I'm just like, well, that kind of makes the entire concept of the TARDIS redundant, doesn't it? And just the entire thing, not to mention that I found it so weird that, okay, I was proved wrong about this, but I literally laughed my butt off when the Doctor mentioned, because the Doctor was mentioning that she didn't have anything in her pockets, and then she literally said in a scene, I forgot to put stuff in these pockets, and then literally directly afterwards, Graham says that he wants sunglasses, and then the Doctor just takes one out. I laughed at that. And then people are saying that she actually said, I forgot I put stuff in these pockets. I'm not sure. I haven't rewatched the episode because it was so freaking boring. Like, these two guys running the race were, like, so against each other. And then the Doctor just brings it up. How about you guys finish it off? And they're like, oh, okay. Not only does that plus the guy, like, sitting in his thing, like, he was almost like, we can't have a tie. And then they're all just like, Pay the price, la, 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 which, yeah, okay, maybe it's tormenting, but it's not. Like, I wouldn't have given into that at all, and somehow he did. And just like, it's just so cliche, nothing happened in it. Why was Ataris in the monument? Is anything happening? When I heard the Stenza might be becoming a recurring villain, I'm just like, oh god, no. Because there's nothing special about it. He stuck the teeth of its victims inside his face and that was it. Like, sure, maybe he can appear again, but, and like, what is this timeless child thing? Does that become a thing later on in the series? Because it hasn't yet. It hasn't even been mentioned. Is it Susan? If it's Susan, that'll make me restore faith. But right now, like, the 11th hour did this so well when the doctor, said, is this world protected? And it showed all the monsters, not only from the new series, but they showed a couple from classic Doctor Who too, and the doctor asks, what happened to them? And then it shows all the doctors, and then he walks through and he's like, hello, I'm the doctor. That was perfect. That was a great way to make the viewers think that this is still the same show. And then you just make this happen. And then Rosa came by, and I was fine with that. It was kind of a historical. I was super upset that they didn't make Krasko the monk. I was fine with the race thing because I know this was the past and they made it clear this is the past, and yeah, there are still some race things going on now, but not so much anymore, and we're getting better. Rosa was fine, okay? Easily the best of the series from what I've seen so far. Just a little bit better than the woman who fell to Earth, and that's saying something. That's good. And I don't mean to say that's great, I just mean to say it's fine. Then Arachnids in the UK came by, and dear god, it was so freaking boring. Why'd you have every spider the same design? Why'd you have all the spiders in this one hotel, and then one in this other apartment and one in this other apartment, and why do you have this guy being a Trump guy, and he's all shoot things like a civilized No, no one would say that, and just, the entire thing, the guy just mercy killed at the end. The spider was suffering, he just shot it, and then everyone's all just oh Lord, help us. I once had to watch my pet cat be killed because she was going through pain when I was 4 years old. I didn't watch it happen, and my parents didn't really explain it to me, but I get it. She was in a lot of pain, and she needed to be released from it. She was such a good cat, too. I mean, she hissed and scratched at everyone, which was odd because all they would be doing is walking by the room and she was but I would elbow her and poke her in the eye and she'd be fine with me, I guess, because it was a baby, I don't know. But I know, there was nothing wrong. And then, what the? Oh, I thought that this said 38 minutes. It's only 53. Because 38 minutes left in my camera, but it's only 53 minutes because it was 1 hour and 1 minute when I started. But then episode 5 came on. I don't know what it's called, because dear god, it was so boring. Oh, also in Arachnids in the UK, would it have killed you to just drop the line, oh, I have some spider trouble in Metabilis 3? That didn't go so well. Don't mention a plane thing. I had a whole bunch of guys on the internet being oh, well, you didn't listen. She was mentioning classic Doctor Who because she mentioned the plane thing from Planet of the Spiders. And I was there was no plane thing in Planet of the Spiders. Planet of the Spiders I actually watched, mainly because it's a regeneration story. And no, there's no folding of a plane. What are you talking about? I actually haven't seen Phogophilis or The Case of Androzani or Time of the Rani. I haven't seen any 7th Doctor adventures, actually. I think he's the only Doctor that I haven't seen any adventures of. I listened to some of his audio plays. But, dear god, was it bad. And I saw on the wiki, that showed a montage of past villains, including the Silence and the Weeping Angels. And I was great, oh, that's awesome. I find it kind of weird that they would just breeze by the Silence like that. Because, people would forget about it, But, I didn't see that. And I'm not watching that episode again. Episode 6 came by. It wasn't written by Chris Chibnall. I was oh, okay. All the episodes so far have been written by Chris Chibnall, except for Rosa, which was also co-written by him, but also written by someone else, and it's my favorite. So maybe it's just Chris Chibnall that makes things bad. Episode 6 came by, and it wasn't getting any better. Yeah, okay, historical, blah, 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 blah. Creatures, blah, 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 blah. Nothing's happening. The future me who watched the rest of the series, take it from here. Here it is. Here's my review for the rest of the season. I actually already filmed this. Funny thing is that I was thinking of doing this every time an episode aired, I would just make my brief opinion on it. But I just filmed some Big Finish reviews. I'll upload those hopefully eventually. But I find that when I like tell myself, okay, just review it all in 2 minutes, it tends not to work, and I never really got to it. So I'm gonna just do it here, and I've actually already filmed this, and there is a clip on my laptop which I'm not going to upload, at least not yet, where I already did this review, but I decided not to upload it because first off it was 10 minutes long, the clip, but also I really went on a rant because I was really like actively furious at this season for what it did. And I said some things that I'm not sure if I should have said. And not too bad, like I didn't swear, but yeah, I just feel like I could do it again now that I'm calmer. I was also really stressed because chemistry sucks at school. But anyway, some things I forgot to mention in episode 5, which I did mention in that rant clip, but I actually forgot to mention this Midnight reference. But just in episode 5, the Serena conundrum, another thing was like when that doctor was hacking into whoever's files, and Graham was just like, oh, well, we all have done that, have a way. Like, that smile is so annoying, and the way he's like, she might have a good reason for lying. No, Graham, shut up, you don't know what you're talking about. Also, have you guys ever seen Dr. Phil? Like, I've seen a few segments and stuff. I've seen, like, PewDiePie's reviews on some of the videos, and sometimes I feel kind of angry because there was this one where there was this spoiled brat who didn't want to have a job, and Dr. Phil took, like, 5 minutes to bring up the fact that no one wants a job. Like, if some, like, spoiled brat, and if I told them that they should get a job and they respond with, I don't want to work, like, I would immediately say, do you actually think that anyone on this planet actually wants to work? And Dr. Phil took, like, forever to bring up the fact that he had so many jobs. And, like, I don't know, sometimes I feel like Dr. Phil needs to amp it up a little bit, but the doctor really needed to chill. Because, like, it was just this tiny little shrimp monster going around eating the spaceship. And, like I mentioned before, the Midnight reference, when you look at episodes like Midnight, the Doctor has been in so many more tough situations than this. I felt like the Doctor should have easily thought her way out of it. Episode 7 was okay. It felt more like a cherry on top of a pile of bad stuff, if we're being honest. Like, I feel like it was an improvement, but, like, I feel like it was still pretty bad. And people were just saying that it was good because they were comparing it to the rest of the season. The references to the Unicorn and the Wasp and the Fez were nice, but, like, couldn't we have gotten, like, Matt Smith back or something for this episode? Because that would have really, like, brought the season up a lot. Also, I really think that we should bring back Susan and Ian. I'm not sure, I'm taking this from what He Who Moans said, but He Who Moans said they have proven that they can still act from some Big Finish audios, and yeah, like, I think that we need to bring them back if that's true, because, like, I hate to say this, but they're not exactly getting any younger. Episode 8 was just boring, the Doctor immediately going against her no-changing history, and just, like, they said, like, it was a hard time for women. It was a hard time for everyone, mate. They didn't have any proper medicine, there were a whole bunch of plagues going around. Yeah, men weren't being accused of being witches, but, like, it was hard times for everyone. Episode 9, saying, like, absent fathers, all that, who of course was also a white male. The frog thing was stupid. The way that it talked looked like a Muppet. Episode 10, I haven't seen yet. Mom really wants to watch the episode with me, but I'm just like, do I really want to see the return of the freaking Stenza of all monsters? That's the monster you thought you'd bring back, the Stenza. Whatever. Like, Harry's moving castle review on it, it just seems like it's bad, really bad. It's not a finale. The only thing finale about it is that they brought back the Stenza from episode 1 and had a brief mention in episode 2. And I'm just really nervous that the New Year's special is going to bring back the Daleks and have some sort of, like, masculinity is really bad, because, like, oh my god. The fact that there's going to be no Doctor Who in 2019, like, you remember when there was no, like, I'll try to link it down below. I made a video of my thoughts of there being no Doctor Who in 2016, but then it was just a year, and even then it was 366 days, because it was a leap year. This is going to be from New Year's Day 2019, loop around to New Year's Day 2020, and then probably a few more months before Series 12 even starts. So this is literally going to be a longer break than the 2016 one. And when Series 12 comes back, is it even going to be the same show anymore? Because this doesn't feel like Doctor Who. The Woman Who Fell to Earth felt like the last episode of Doctor Who. Only because it showed references. The Doctor was still wearing her 12th Doctor code, the regeneration energy. But then after that, even the outside of the TARDIS doesn't even look the same. I guess the TARDIS noise is the same. But like, I know the change is good, but like, I said this before, but like, when I watch classic Doctor Who, I know that's going to get better. But like Doctor Who should always be moving forward. Councils of Geeks made a video once about stuff that he thought that Doctor Who should never do, and his number one thing, numbers 5 through 2 in his video, were things that he just thought like they could work, but he doesn't think that they're a good idea. But the number one thing that he thinks that they should never do is to cast an actor who has played the Doctor before to play the Doctor again. And yes, he knows about the curator, but like that just was giving the idea that the show goes on forever. And he said, because if they cast another actor who has previously played the Doctor, the show is no longer looking forward, it's only looking back. This show does not feel like it's moving forward. The only thing that's moving forward is saying that basically all white men are evil. Like, Harry's Moving Castle said that in episode 10, the Doctor actively stole from someone, and then she just kind of manipulated her way out of it. If that's true, like, that's ridiculous. Like, if someone steals from me, I'm not gonna give a crap if it's male or female. If someone steals from me, I'm going to be pretty darn angry, and there's nothing that they can say that's going to make me think, oh, okay, please proceed to steal my items. I said this in my other thing, but, like, I feel like I see articles being posted saying, like, a lot of people don't like the season because the Doctor is a woman. No. I guarantee you a very small percentage of the people who hate this season is worried about the Doctor being female. Like, anyone who's watched my earlier videos knows that I fully approve of the Doctor being female, and I was excited for it. But this season is still crap. Like, anyone who's praising episodes like the Saranga Conundrum, can you please leave in the comments below saying why you like it? Because I actively have no clue how anyone could like that episode. It's boring, nothing happens, it has nothing to do with anything, you could easily skip it. It's not important to the plot at all. Like, I'd actively rather watch Hellbent on loop than watch Series 11 again. If you're like a white male, pretty much the only thing that you can say about this show is like, it was good, but like, what? Wouldn't it have been cool if the female Doctor was also the best Doctor? Like, I thought that would have been kind of cool, but apparently no one cares about what I want. I don't know, guys. But anyway, to not end this on a bleak note, what do you say we look at some pictures of some kittens? Long, but look, kittens. Look at them. Look at this guy. Oh, look at that guy. Look at the kitten. So kittens. I don't know. Do you like this? The kittens. Look at them. He's a tiny kitten. Oh, look at the grumpy kitten. There's also this Doctor Who remix that sounds interesting. Okay, it's called Doctor in the TARDIS. This is a mess. This is a Dalek. Honestly, if the Daleks even look like that in the New Year's special, I'm not even gonna care. Anyway, guys, what'd you think of Series 11? Let's leave in the comments down below. Let's discuss this like civilized people. Because honestly, like, after my Series 11 Episode 1 quick review, some people were telling me, oh, you can't just say stuff like that because you're a white male and you can't say that Series 11 was bad. And then I actually had a comment, which was a giant rant, saying that I wasn't being harsh enough on this series for discriminating white males. So, to each his own, mate. I clearly can't please everyone, so I'm just doing my best here. So, Thank you all for watching the video. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like, so enjoy. If you didn't like it, please leave a dislike, so I did enjoy it. Leave a comment below if you liked how my feels awesome, get some motivation, encouragement. If you didn't like it, please leave a comment below saying why you didn't like it, so I can improve for next time. Otherwise, I won't be able to improve. I just encourage you to dislike us for a like and subscribe so you know my next video comes out. Thanks again for watching, and as always, I'll see you next time. Maybe the clip that I filmed where I got a bit angry, maybe I'll like react to that clip as like a challenge for a subscriber count or something. I don't know. Okay. Bye bye, guys.